stopped in there.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's Short and Stone here, but if you're new, you can call me Kelly. I'm a canine advocate, medical patient, and solventless foods entrepreneur. And on today's episode, I'm going to be taking you on a stony little food tour of Savannah, Georgia. Alright guys, I'm so excited. Obviously, I'm recording this back in my studio in LA, but last week I had the pleasure of taking my favorite person ever, my fiance, to my favorite place ever, Hilton Head, South Carolina. And this was the first time my family was seeing us since we got engaged. But it's also the only time they're seeing us while we're engaged, because the next time they'll see us, we will have eloped in Thailand. So we wanted to do a little fun, something new, something to celebrate us. So we decided to do a food tour of Savannah. But before we even get into it, let's take the derb. Now, you didn't see it in the videos because we were walking around and I really wanted to be in the moment. But in between every restaurant, I was pulling out my pens. I was taking Doblerones in the car. But since those didn't make the cut, I still gotta do them for you. So I'm gonna do some right now. Got some Feel Good, little Feel Good collab banana OG with Shop Hello Mary. You know the vibes. Some great high quality cold cure live rosin here out of California, so you know it's good. Interested in more details? Checked the pinned comment, and SNS at checkout saves schmol money for schmol Swede. So, cheers to memories with the fam. I love living in California, but cross country from your family can be rough sometimes. It was actually 14 months since Steven and I last saw my family, so I'm doing a trip this grand and something this new for my family for the occasion. And man, the unique food of a southern historical city did not miss. Stay tuned because I tried some new and shocking foods. Let's get into it. Our first stop was at the Boar's Head Tavern, located right on the waterfront. It is actually Savannah's oldest standing restaurant on the waterfront, and it showed from the historical architecture, from the exposed wood beams to the thick stone walls. And it was actually originally built as a cotton warehouse and was restored to be a restaurant today. We started with some fried green tomatoes. They were super crispy on the outside with a nice bright green tomato on the inside, topped with feta cheese and a yummy balsamic. And honestly, we all could agree this was the most surprising meal of the day, and we started out with it. Ooh, look at that tomato in it. Next up, we had a locally baked soft pretzel with a homemade beer cheese. This was impeccable. They gave us a lot of beer cheese. I just wish we had more pretzel to go along with it. Hate wasting good cheese. And then we got the best dish of the day. I even asked our waiter, hey, what's the best dish you think here? And he said the shrimp and grits. It's even the best in the whole city. And man, they weren't wrong.
They're good.
Did you like it?
Very good.
I forgot to record the shrimp. Everyone at the whole table loved it. It was a lot of ours first time even having shrimp and grits. The shrimp was seasoned to perfection, and the cheesy grits were not mushy at all. A total southern comfort in a bowl. And we all said we would 100% come back to the Boar's Head Tavern. The historical cozy vibes with reasonably priced meals, and it was delicious. We enjoyed everything there. So, here's to the Boar's Head. I would go back. After we enjoyed our first lovely restaurant of the day, we had to enjoy some walking before we tied on the feed bag again. Being that I do have a disability and I have mobility issues, I definitely picked up on how rocky and uneven the road was, but that's because it was historical pavers.
These are not ADA friendly.
And there were even parts of cement they couldn't change because it was made with the original clamshells. Very uneven and painful to walk on, but so cool to look at and bask in the history.
What is your impression of Savannah so far?
It's quite peachy.
And we even watched a massive barge cargo ship go by. It was huge. I was waving to the workers. They were waving back. And actually, on our way out, we saw another one too. And this is because Savannah is one of the busiest ports in the whole U.S. Next, while walking around, we had to hit up an outdoor open-air market. Steven even spotted a giant skull.
You see what it is? Wow, that's crazy.
And when he flipped it over, it was made of moss agate. If you don't know, that is my engagement ring stone. So it was like a little wink from the universe. So about this time, it was getting super hot out. So we decided to stop by Fat Tuesdays. Stephanie, my mom, and I, we all got basic slushies. I got a berry lit, which was strawberry mango. So good. We were all outside and chugging these before the next restaurant, trying to get them down so we didn't bring them into a really nice restaurant. While we were trying to get these down and finish them, Steven and I actually dipped into a art gallery. This isn't my family's vibe, but it is mine and Steven's, so we dipped in and saw some unique artwork. However, all my favorite ones that I wanted to film, they all had signs that said, you cannot film these or take pictures, so just trust me when I say there was some great artwork in there. All right, the super fancy place that we were trying to get these drinks done for was called Vic's on the River. It is another historical spot right on the water. It even has Civil War graffiti still preserved there. Here, we tried the fried green tomatoes again, so we could compare them to the first place, and man, they did not live up. They were not fried as much. It was a good comparison to the first one though. However, it didn't hold a candle to Boar's head. And we had to order she crab soup because my family's 45 minutes north of Baltimore. And it was amazing. It was meaty, it was creamy, it was flavorful. And we got 2 bowls and finished that right up. But would we go back? Probably not. It was really pricey, but the atmosphere was nice. On our little walk around, we stopped in to Savannah Bee Company to cool off in some AC and to smell the honey. Oki the bear was too cute not to stop in and investigate. We continued walking through the historical streets of Savannah, and my favorite parts was looking at the giant oak trees and seeing the Spanish moss. I think that is the prettiest part of the South. Such a classic Savannah look. Walking in the historical streets, I felt like I was just stepping back in time. All right, my favorite stop of the day was the next one, Lulu's chocolate bar. This was the final and best stop for someone like me who has a sweet tooth. We shared chocolate fondue for 2, but more like for 3. And this came with milk chocolate over a candle with strawberries, bananas, coconut puffs, and ladyfingers. My sister got a warm chocolate chip cookie with a scoop of ice cream, and Steven got a little tipsy coffee with Bailey's.
Yeah, remember we went to the Georgia aquarium with the...
It reminded me so much of my favorite restaurant of all time, Max Brenner in Philly. Lulu's is now up there for my favorite dessert spot. Their chocolate was amazing. I wish I wasn't so hot so I could have eaten more. Lastly, we just meandered and walked around and stopped into Byrd's Cookies, and we sampled our way through the flavors there. And then we stopped in the famous Savannah's Candy Kitchen. Had to sample their pralines and their popcorn, take a gander at all their fudge, and my favorite was seeing their giant wall of candy and their tempering machines. They were tempering milk and white. I'm gonna have to explain to my family why you gotta temper chocolate. I left that super happy. I love candy stores. I'm still a kid at heart. And then we went home and we ordered barbecue for dinner from my favorite barbecue place of all time, One Hot Mama's. So it was such a great day, just full of food. One place we didn't get to try was Spanky's. We looked it up and it is actually Congress recognized for being the originator of the chicken tender. But being from Colorado and now California, the super humid heat takes me out. I'm miserable. I can't eat. So I hung on as long as I could, okay? Maybe I'll do one here in LA and see how much I can eat. Yeah, that wraps it up for the Savannah food tour. My favorite, without a doubt, was that shrimp and grits from Boar's Head. Most surprising was the fried green tomatoes from there. And favorite restaurant overall was the Lulu's chocolate bar. Oh, I want to go back just for the Lulu's chocolate bar because they need to have more dessert bars like that. Let me know down in the comments below. Which restaurant would you have tried? I'm still a smaller creator, so I can comment back to literally every single one of you. So you should try it out. And hey, if you liked this, make sure to throw it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so we can keep hanging out together. And hit the bell icon so you never ever miss an upload. If you're curious about my type of content, my previous upload was a little sush-a-do while I'm on vacay, and my next upload will be a fun unboxing, and I explain the future of my disabled Instagram account. I upload full-length YouTube videos every Wednesday through Saturday at 2 p.m. PST, and I have a Patreon coming out July 10th with 2 tiers and exclusive content coming out on Fridays and Sundays. So I guess I'll be seeing you real soon. Peace. And if you didn't hear yet today, I hope you know that I appreciate you. Bye.